Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Warm welcome here to the EVES Victoria Street auction room on this rather abysmal Waikato day, but you're not alone, folks. It was just like this over the hill in Tauranga when I left the Bay of Plenty this morning as well, so it looks like it's right through the country. My name's Grant Child. My pleasure today to come and join you today for the sale of this property at number 40 Weka Street in Frankton. I don't do this by myself though. I've got a great team with me. Of course, I've got Sean, our EVES Waikato General Manager, Janine and Mark. They're also on hand here today, folks. If there's anything that alarms you along the way, just call one of them over and they're happy to satisfy things for you as well. And of course, we've got Jasmine and her good, lovely colleague up the front. Now, the reason that they're up the front here, folks, is to make the auction room look way more aesthetically pleasing than looking at me. So, but they'll also look after the technology in the auction room as well. And talking about technology, we'll go straight into it now. The documentation, that's all been provided for you. The bid and buy today on the basis that we've provided you with the buyers and sellers guide put out by the Real Estate Authority. That document's been circulated for a long time, in fact since 2008, and just been recently updated as well. Of course, the most important document to you folks is the contract of sale that we work to. It's been circulated in draft form, as you see there on the screen. Finalised copies available on the table over there, as well as along with the property sale and purchase agreements guide. So we've provided you all that documentation for you to tick all the boxes, complete all your due diligence. So by way of any bidding today, I'm going to assume that you've read, understood and accept that contract that we work to today, of course buying on a cash unconditional basis and deemed to have accepted the vendor's title. But I will take the opportunity of just going back and just reviewing this section here on the front page. That's what you're seeing up there in blue. Again, don't need you to read that word for word at this point in time. You've all had the opportunity to peruse that. It basically sets out the conduct of auction, and there's only a couple of important points that I just want to remind you of before we go and have a bit of a talk about the property itself. The first one is, should you be successful in the auction today and you are the highest bidder on the fall of the hammer, then your obligations today prior to starting any celebrations is of course to give us your do-re-mi on the contract. That finalises everything, and just need to part with a little bit of your hard-earned cash. We only ask for 10% of the purchase price here today, unless of course you've made alternative arrangements and approvals from our vendor prior to calling of the auction here today. So pretty straightforward process as far as your obligations are concerned. The only other thing that I just want to highlight to you is the clause 2.5 is the auctioneer. I'm authorised to submit bids on behalf of our vendors. Now, I am the only one that's authorised to submit bids on behalf of the vendor, folks. It's what we call a vendor bid. I will only utilise that and exercise that right if I've only got one person that's participating in the auction. And we will be well below the seller's reserve price at that juncture. So it's simply a technique to work alongside you, work with you to get you to what I call the negotiating platform, which will be again below the owner's reserve price. We'll pause the auction at that point and see if we can't help you purchase the property. I will disclose any vendor bids to you, all right? And I can't emphasise enough, I will only utilise it if I've just got the one of you that's participating in the auction. If there's two or more of you, then I'll leave it entirely over to you. So pretty straightforward, and more than happy to answer any questions at this juncture. Just for bidding confidence and clarity. I understand, Tracey, we've also got a bidder on the telephone.
Yes.
No questions from our telephone bidders. Good, excellent. Everybody's all set to go. So I mentioned Tracey's name over there, Tracey O'Brien and Warren Pledger. Warren's not with us today. He's just feeling a little bit under the weather, but we wish you all the best there, Warren. Hope you come right fairly quickly, but of course everything's back in the capable hands of Tracey here, marketing the property at number 40 Weka Street. Now, as you see it there, folks, you know, look at that wonderful coloured door on the front of the home there with the lead-like glass in it. Behind that door lies a very appealing surprise to your guests when they come to your housewarming party. The only thing that you've got to make sure of from here on is that you are the one that is hosting that housewarming party, and you do that by way of your bidding today. The legal aspects of the property, it's all covered off. It's a freehold estate, folks, the best class of ownership that you can buy in New Zealand. All record of title SA 39D folio 688 confirms that you secure 820 square metres of land, more or less. Now, there is an additional clause that has gone into the contract just in the last few days, folks, and that is a clause in your favour that stipulates that the vendor warrants to obtain a certificate of acceptance for the bathroom plumbing in the garage, which is, of course, forms the sleep out, as you will have seen, and the vendor has undertaken to obtain that certificate of acceptance for you by settlement date, which is set down for the 19th of January 2023. You'd be a little bit late if it was 2022, and that, of course, a little bit of flexibility around that, unless, of course, you've made alternative arrangements on an alternative date with our seller prior to bidding at the auction here today. So that pretty much covers off all the legal aspects. Any changes to the chattels list or anything there?
No.
No changes there. So, just the heat transfer system is not connected, so there's no warranties as far as that is concerned. It does stay, is part of the chattels, but no warranties as far as that is concerned. So it is as is. So other than that, everything's all tickety-boo. Let's have back to the property itself. You will have noticed when you went and viewed the property that there's been some subtle renovations with a new kitchen and bathroom, and extra living space has been completed on the property there. Very, very cleverly executed and created, a one-of-a-kind where history really does greet the modern world with absolute open arms in this property here at number 40 Weka Street. You've got the old wooden floorboards now. You know, they might be imperfect individually, but together they form a lovely floor of that tongue and groove flooring that you will have experienced as well. Outside rumpus room to work from home options, and extra space available for the kids as well. That's what we talked about in terms of that vendor warranty to get that certificate of acceptance. So all extra space and everything for you here in this wonderful property, reaffirming 820 square metres of land is what it's perched on as well. A property that has had absolutely stood firm and proud since the 1920s, and you know, this is a property that has witnessed some massive growth over those years in this wonderful city of Hamilton. It is swathed in charm, absolutely dripping with character. All it needs now is its new owner, and that is determined by you, not by me as the auctioneer. That is determined by you, and that is the highest bidder. Now, bidding at an auction is one of the only sports that I know of that you actually win by coming last, because you've got to be the last bidder to be the winner. But before we find out who the last bidder is going to be, we need somebody to start us away. Who'd like to get us underway?
$650,000.
$650,000. Sir, did you come up and have a peek at my notes before you started? Right, exactly where I would have suggested a start as well at $650,000. Happy to chase down a $20,000 rise from here. At $650,000 underway with the gentleman down here. Do I have a 20 on top? First call now, at 20 we go now, at 670, you compel competition over your right shoulder there. At 670, do we say 690 for you there, sir?
690.
Beautiful, loving your work there, sir, and appreciate you working with me. At $690,000, chasing it through the threshold now. 710 do we say for you there, sir?
Yep.
At 710 we go, 730 immediate retort here.
750.
750, whoa, a little bit early for that at this point in time, sir. We've got it at 710 here. How about a 10? Happy to be cut in half.
720.
720. At $720,000, give me the exact same, accord you the same opportunity, sir, at $720,000. Should we say 30 for you there, sir? At $720,000, what?
730.
730 it is. At 730, opens the door for 40 for you. What about our telephone bidder? Here's your opportunity now. At $730,000. Take your 5 now, sir. Feeling in a really good mood.
35.
35 we go. Should we go stay in 10, sir, go straight to 45? But I'm happy to take a 5 for you. Put yourself back in front. No prizes for second here. At $735,000. Lead bidder over here. Against you, sir, against our phone bidder. Where do we go from here?
Can we go up to?
Pardon?
737.
Let's go 5, sir. Just
740.
740. Beautiful. Appreciate you working with me, sir. Much better than you should be my wife. She $740,000 it is over here, sir. Where do we say from here? Back seat, sir. Not the preferred position to be driving the auction in the back seat. You know what back seat drivers are like. $740,000. 45. Have you ever heard the term happy wife, happy life? Beg your pardon?
43.
43. Oh, 743. The telephone bidder joins us now. Take your two now though, sir. At $743,000 at the back of the room, there we go, 743. Often they just come in with one bid. You're the only one that can test it. Make it 45, shall we?
Yeah, 45.
45 on the nod now at 745. Your retort to there, sir. Get in ahead of the phone bidder at $745,000. But happy to take another phone bidder. 47. 747. The immediate retort there, sir, would be $750,000. At $747,000, our phone bidder in the lead now, just joining us. 50, sir. You don't have to listen to it. You can make your own decisions. North to south, chin to chest, that's all we need. Nose to toes, they call it. At $747,000, are you absolutely 100% sure, sir? Have I got your absolute best?
Yeah. We're up.
Sir? $747,000 with our phone bidder. I just need to seek some instructions at this point in time, folks. Auctions on pause at $747,000. Well, thank you for your patience, ladies and gentlemen. Buying and selling real estate, they are very, very important decisions, so we like to give people the amount of time to have a good think about it. I now have an amended bid from our telephone bidder at $773,000. Can you just confirm that bid for me, please? At $773,000, as the owners of the property, you instruct me today to sell to the highest bidder. On the market it goes here to our telephone bidder at the back of the room here at $773,000 for the want of a better bid. I'll take a lazy 500 and if you've got it hidden in the bottom, put your bid, just slip your hand down to the bottom of that bag there, man. There might be a lazy 500 in there. I don't know, you're the only one that can test it, but I sell away now at $773,000. First call, are we in or out? First time I've ever seen anybody going to miss out on a property with a big smile on his face though, sir. At $773,000, second call, third, final opportunity, done, finished, silent, it goes. Sold at the back of the room now. Congratulations to our telephone bidders, congratulations to our sellers, commiserations to our underbidders, but I really do appreciate you working with us today. Enjoy the rest of your day here in the wonderful Waikato.